Hello, and thanks for checking out yourlocalnote.com. This is the website where you can find bands and artists who live and play in the Philly area. Discover the talent that resides in this area on yourlocalnote.com. Of course, remember, we've got free apps for both your Android and smartphones. All you have to do is go to the respective stores and just type in YLN, and you can download it for free and then check out our website. And, of course, it takes you immediately to our streaming. Oh, by the way, did I mention we stream 24/7, nothing but music from the Philadelphia area. So check it out on yourlocalnote.com. All right, we got another podcast, and we are featuring Chris Amott. He is here, and he's got a great past that we'll talk a little bit about, but the most important thing is he's got new music that we want to check out. We're going to start off with the song Sea is Black on yourlocalnote.com. The song is called Sea is Black. That is Chris Amott, and he is joining us right now. He is living in the area, not originally from here, though. Right, Chris?
No, that's right. I'm from Europe.
Okay. Well, welcome. Welcome not only to yourlocalnote.com, but welcome to the country.
Thank you.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about the song Sea is Black. This is a song that you've written.
That's right.
And what is this song about?
What is it about? I don't really want to talk about the lyrics.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, it's just...
it's a personal song?
It's just more of a reflection on the state of the world, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And the inability of people to... the lack of communication and understanding
All right, very good. All right, Chris, you've got just a tremendous background. We'll touch on that quickly, but we want to focus on your new music and new stuff here.
Right.
You were a founding member of Arch Enemy, and you're also part of Armageddon. These are bands that are very well known and have a tremendous history. And just tell us a little bit about being part of those bands and how did you get started with them?
Well, let me say Armageddon was a project which was not really an active touring band.
Okay.
So
did more studio sessions.
Yeah,
with them.
It was like basically what I'm doing now, solo albums.
Okay.
But I was releasing it under that name.
Okay, very good. Very good.
And then different evolving members. Different members each time.
Got that. Arch Enemy, though, was a band you were part of.
Oh, yeah. That was a full-time... it was a metal band.
Mm-hmm.
I guess some would say death metal, but...
Okay.
I don't know. We just played... It was screaming vocals. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it.
Yes, absolutely.
So, I founded that band with my brother... that was in 1995. We started that, or actually, he started it, and he asked me to join to play guitar. So that was how it started, and then just through the years, it just got more and more busy and more successful.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Must have been fun playing with your brother.
Yeah, of course, but that's that, and I want to do my own thing.
I was going to say, yes,
so.
you do your own. You do a family thing, and now.
Yeah, I mean, we're still friends. But he understands.
Okay, all right.
Now, what about before Arch Enemy, before '95? Take us through your upbringing. Why the guitar? What were your influences growing up?
Well, I mean, my mom is a huge music fan. She would always play music, classical music, all the greats, and a lot of more avant-garde, obscure stuff. And my father loves to sing, so there was always music around. And I guess I had some kind of a awareness of music before I played, because I picked it up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
My brother was playing at that time. He was playing in a band already, and I got into it pretty fast. I would borrow one of his guitars and just totally got engrossed. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Immersed in guitar playing.
Engrossed,
basically, I was a teenager, a dorky teenager, and I had no sort of real hobbies. Or some kids are into sports, or maybe some guys have got a girlfriend, but I really only sort of read a bit and played video games. But when I found the guitar playing was really, I just found my calling, I guess you could call it.
Do you consider your brother a big influence on your music, or just
not now, but definitely
in the
beginning? Yeah, he was influential. Of course, he taught me the basic chords, the basic,
and then you
basics
just picked
of rock,
and you picked it up from there.
Yeah, and my parents put me in music school, and it was an intense time, I guess. I mean, because I would practice a lot, but it didn't feel like practice. It's that kind of state of mind where you're just
doing what you love to do.
Yeah, just for hours and hours. They were worried about my health, and I would just sit in my room. A lot of guitar players have the same story. A lot of musicians.
Yeah.
So
you got to put the time in. You got to really commit to it.
Yeah. And back then there was no internet or Facebook. So I'm kind of happy about that.
Yeah. It could have been a distraction.
Yeah. I don't know how kids today do it. I mean, it's tough.
How did your parents? Because you said your mother loved classical music.
Yeah.
Did she look at your guitar playing, saying, "Okay, what are you doing now?" Or was she just fine that you were just playing music?
She definitely wanted me to play classical guitar, and I did for a while. But I loved metal. I mean, all the big bands. I was discovering all this great music from the 70s and 80s. Mm-hmm. Just going back. It was weird. I started with the heaviest, most extreme metal, and then I kind of worked my way down to what's more like the Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, that kind of more the roots.
Just
of
the
it.
heavy rock.
Yeah,
metal.
so I kind of worked my way down through from death metal to Slayer, Metallica, Iron Maiden,
Okay.
to more. So it was strange.
But the classical music must have gave you just a great foundation as far as just understanding music. And
Well, I guess it's, I don't know. I mean, there have been studies that classical music is good for children, for their developing their intelligence. I don't know if that's true or not, but I guess it gave me some kind of like more... I mean, it's pretty complicated. It's you've got to kind of pay attention to. It's not like background.
Right.
I don't know, honestly, but I don't really listen to classical music that much today. Sometimes, but I'm grateful for it. Sure.
Okay.
I like all kinds of music. I don't just like metal.
Okay.
Now, the songs that we're hearing in this podcast are all from your latest release, Impulses?
Yes.
Tell us real quick. Actually, let's go to the second song.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we'll talk about Impulses.
Okay.
This next song is Lone Wolf.
That's right.
What can you tell us about that song before we go into it?
That is a very long, for me, kind of experimental track. Definitely a 70s bluesy vibe to it. And that's actually one of the tracks I'm most happy with on the album. And it's got a lot of nice parts to it, a nice atmosphere.
So you were experimenting, you had a thought in your mind that you were trying to reach for, and then now you're happy with it. You've reached.
Well, actually, I just threw some stuff together and it turned out pretty good. That's usually the way it goes. Actually.
Okay.
All right. Well, we are talking with Chris Amott, and his new album's called Impulses, and this track is called Lone Wolf. You're listening to YourLocalNote.com.
Lone wolf rides through the desert alone. He ain't got nobody. He ain't got no home. Into the forest, into a dream. Darkness all around, if you know what I mean. The autumn leaves don't make a sound. They escape the trees and fall to the ground. Hey now, girl, that's cruel what you've done. You stole my heart and you blocked out the sun. The moon rises in one place, sets in another. We live in between. Hey now, girl, that's cruel what you've done. You stole my heart and you blocked out the sun.
That is Lone Wolf. He is Chris Amott, and this is yourlocalnote.com. Chris, Impulses, your new record. Tell us, how long have you been working on it, and why even the name Impulses?
I started last year. I finished it right before I moved to the US. So actually did the final mixing by email, listening to the final mixes and the mastering from the producer I had in Sweden. So this is my second solo album under my name. It's Christopher Amott. That's my sort of what I call. That's my full name, but Chris is what I go by. Either way, it's not important. I mean, so people don't get confused.
Sure,
it's the same guy.
It's the same guy, Chris and Christopher.
Yep,
got it.
When did I start? Well, it took a few months. Started. No, I started early this year. That's when I started, not last year. God. Psychedelic now.
Runs in together. The time just keeps
Well,
running.
It's been a lot now lately with moving to the US and everything.
Is there a common theme at all through Impulses?
No, there isn't. I don't like that. I just want to play all kinds of styles of music. I don't really. It usually sounds when it's the same guy singing and writing the music. It sounds alike anyway. So I try not to worry about following a theme or anything. I just try to make each song as good as it can be, or take it in the direction I want without being sort of inhibited by a kind of a stylistic frame, you know.
Okay. And when you're writing songs, is there a pattern you write the songs in? Like, do you come up with the solos first, or the verses first, or the lyrics first? Is there a trend that you follow?
I think I do it the way a lot of guys who play guitar and write songs. You just kind of sit around and strum the guitar without any intention of writing, and you come up with a melody, singing a melody and a few chords, and then you sort of just build it from there. And usually the most direct, intuitive, the first feeling you get, you go with that, try not to overthink it, and then I write down little bits of lyrics, lines here and there. And
so you're doing both the music and the lyrics?
Yeah, just kind of continuously. Don't really sit down and try to write.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard.
You can't force it.
No, I mean, some people do that. Creative people, like writers who write books, they just sit down every day and write certain hours. I've tried that, and I get anxiety. I just can't do it. It's the total opposite. So I like to just try and do other stuff, anything that's sort of productive, you know.
Just let it come naturally. Just hit you.
Just try and have a good time, in the music. Yeah, the best way to be creative, I think, is to just be relaxed.
Now you spent. Obviously most of your time in Europe, now you're here. Are you finding new people as far as music is concerned?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean,
that's the reason
how difficult is that, coming from a place where you're at home, you've got a lot of contacts through the years, and now you've got a new place, and now it's making new contacts?
Yeah, I was going to say that's the reason I moved, but that's not true. It's because I'm married, of course. But it was one of the reasons why I'm excited about living in the States now, because there's a lot more people here and a lot more musicians, and it's bigger, and a lot more musicians are more hungry and sort of ready to. They're like networking, and Swedes can be a bit more
laid back and reserved.
Well, yeah, it can be a bit sort of. I don't know.
I'm trying to be nice, laid back and reserved.
Yeah, no, I was kind of. I needed to break out of my comfort zone. So now I've got to promote myself. There's a hell of a lot of good musicians here. So
and how
I lived in a small town in Sweden. I was a big fish in a small pond.
So now you're in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and New York's right over there. Right. And it's like it's cool.
And you don't have and you have Baltimore and Washington not far from here too. I mean, you've got some big cities not far from this area. So how are you meeting these people? I mean, are you through mutual contacts, or you're just going out to seeing bands play? How do you do that?
Well, I mean, I had a lot of. I've got a few. I've got it kind of. it turned out, the way it turned out is I've got a show coming up. I got booked to a show in Japan. It's in 2 weeks, actually, but a long time ago I got booked, and I had to find musicians for that. So I ended up going with a bunch of old friends of mine who live in the area. So
okay.
Those are people that I toured together with. Live in New York and Jersey City, and they play in bands of their own. The drummer plays in a metal band called Nevermore, and the guitar player is in a band called God Forbid from Jersey, and the bass player's in a band from
here, right? Or
no, this
player?
is
Carl is the one who
these guys are going to Japan with me.
Okay.
But I'm also playing with 2 guys from Philly, Carl Bonner and Andrew Toy.
Right. Carl, we've had a couple of
it's not interesting.
Podcast.
It's just it's not important. Anyway, well, I mean, it's important to play with, but I mean, anyway, I'm definitely meeting a lot of people here, and how did I meet them? Well, my wife knows a lot of people.
Is she also into music?
Oh yeah, she's a guitar player too.
Oh, okay.
She's an excellent classical guitarist,
and
a luthier, which is good for me.
Okay, very cool. You want to go to song number 3?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, we'll do Dream Away. So, Chris, tell us a little bit about Dream Away.
Dream Away is something new for me. It's keyboard-based song with definitely an 80s vibe. It's got this nice, big, cold 80s reverb. Which suits the song's atmosphere and lyrics. Okay. So I'm happy with that one. It turned out pretty cool.
Okay, very good. The song is called Dream Away, and we're hanging with Christopher Amott on yourlocalnote.com.
In my room, my lonely tomb, all the things are in their place. Gray, just go away. The down and sad is me.
The song is called Dream Away, and we're hanging with Christopher Amott. This is yourlocalnote.com. I'm RJ. Also, Mike is with me tonight as we talk music with Christopher. And so let's talk about where people can find your music, Christopher.
Well, it's out on iTunes and CD Baby, Amazon, all the major download music stores.
Okay. And then you got
Spotify.
SoundCloud?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't checked that one, but
Okay.
probably, yeah.
So you gotta take care of all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm releasing it on my own, yeah, which I really enjoy.
Learning a lot?
Yeah, it's gonna be a CD release too. Just go to my Facebook for all the information. I'll update that daily.
And that would be facebook.com/Christopher Amott?
Yeah.
That's spelled.
Press Fame Official, actually. That's the URL.
Okay.
Now, for someone who hasn't seen you live yet performing your new stuff, take us through what should we expect for a live performance from Christopher Amott.
A whole lot of guitar solos.
That's right.
It's definitely about the music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to really. We've got a great band now, and we're having a good time rehearsing these songs. And it's really cool because I actually played all the instruments on the album except the drums.
Really?
So to hear the songs with different people, it's really coming together in a cool way.
So the band doesn't help you record the albums. You record everything yourself except the drums.
Yeah, I didn't know those guys. I mean, I didn't have a band when I started, so I just wanted to get these songs down. And I can play bass and keyboards those kind of keyboards is no problem. So, but I mean, playing it live is it's a lot of instrumental stuff, and definitely something for musicians to check out.
Do you let the band improvise a little bit while you're playing? Do you let them jam away and maybe add something new to a song?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. It's definitely a musical experience.
Okay.
Now, your first solo album, under your name, Christopher Amott, Follow Your Heart.
Yeah.
How is that different from Impulses?
Well, this one has got more of a metal hard rock edge.
Okay.
It was something I wanted to do. The other one was a kind of soft all the way through, more of a different kind of laid back vibe.
Right.
The new one is a bit more aggressive and energetic.
Got it. And the final song for the podcast, Nothing Is Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell us about that song?
Well, that's something for the metal fans. Maybe something they're more used to hear from me. It's got double kicks and more of a heavy metal type song. So that's I mean, it's the hardest song on the album.
Okay.
All right, the album's called Impulses. Christopher, thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you. It's great being here.
Thanks.
No problem. This has been another featured podcast for yourlocalnote.com. Tune in every Monday for a new one. And also, of course, we mentioned our streaming 24/7, our phone apps for iPhone and Android. Just search YLN. They're completely free. And give a shout out to us. Email us, ylnph13@gmail.com. And, of course, you can leave your comments about the website and your podcast right below this post on the front page. We've been talking with Christopher Amott. The album is called Impulses, and this final song is called Nothing Is Nothing. You're listening to yourlocalnote.com.
City